Okay. Does Destiny 2 need a boss rush mode? Whether it's raids, strikes, story missions? I think so. That'd be awesome. It'd be fun. It'd be really, really fun. So, today I'm going to be talking about a raid boss rush. This includes D1, D2, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And, yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is BV2ONBEST, and today I'm doing a video, as I just said, about a raid boss rush. And this is going to be awesome. And if you enjoy, this video is quite a bit of work. Just leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the what have you shenanigans of YouTube. And yeah, let's begin. So what I was thinking is raid boss rush. Like, what if instead of doing Leviathan, you just did Calus and moved on to the next boss? Like, it's just a constant progression of bosses from raids, and that would be amazing. And it would include D1 raids, and it would include lots of new loot, lots of previous loot, and just lots of awesome stuff. So much cool stuff. And it would be a challenging activity. Like, it would be challenging for someone to do. Like, we could see it like a raid. It would be like a speed run, 2-mans, or like stuff like that. Like, that would be cool. Now, it can be accessed by anyone who owns Destiny 2, and I think the light level should be well, when Destiny 2 New Light comes out, we could probably drop it to 750. Drop it at 750, because that's, I believe, where you get dropped off at after the first mission if you own New Light. But at this present moment, 300 might be good, but I think 750 will be it at this very current moment while we are in Season of Opulence. So, here's the thing. It'll include all bosses, no matter what, whether you own the DLC or not. It includes 4 types of ways to do the challenge. You can either do the complete challenge, which is every raid boss, all 18 of them. Yeah, that's a lot of bosses. All 18 of them, straight through, or you can do all the D1s, the ones from D1, which is 9, or you can do the D2 Year 1, which is 3, or you could do the D2 Year 2, which is 5, I believe. 6? 5. It's something like that. And also, I think there should be some kind of wish wall type area where you can skip to whatever encounter you want. So let's just say I want to do Insurrection Prime. So you can put in your code on the wall or whatever it may be, and then you do Insurrection Prime. And then what's after that? Galron. And then what's happens? You're done. And that would just be really cool. But the codes would obviously be a secret. You'd have to go look for them. And it would be raid secrets and all sorts of cool hullabaloo like that. So, yeah. What would this raid boss rush include? It would include 18 bosses. One of them not even being from a raid. We got Templar, Atheon, Crota, and here's the raid boss that's not actually a raid boss, Skolas. Skolas is endgame. Skolas was the replacement for the raid. That's why I think he should be part of this. He was also had a pretty cool mechanic, so obviously 6-man Skolas, maybe change the mechanic, maybe have the draining light be on like 2 people or 3 people, so it's a constant switch or something like that. Next up, War Priest, Golgoroth, Oryx, Vosik, Axis, Calus, Argos, Valkaor, Kali, Shuro-Chi, Morgeth, Riven, Insurrection Prime, and Galron. Now, obviously, this boss rush mode would be updated when new raid bosses are announced and added to the game. So, I think these 18 will be good for now. So, first of all, this is going to be a 2-part video. First part is going to include this stuff, this intro stuff, and 9 out of 18 bosses with their loot tables and all that. And the second part will include the other 9 bosses and their loot tables. So, yeah. Lots of raid bosses, and challenge modes will be active all the time for these bosses, including the D1. Now, obviously, some of them don't have challenges, like Argos and Valkaor, but we can figure something out for later. So let's start with our first one. There will be let's just talk about one more thing before I get into it. There will be no armor drops. It's just weapon drops. Weapon drops and cosmetic drops. Just putting that out there. So let's start with the Templar. Templar. You kill the Templar. What can you get from the Templar? I just said Templar way too many times in one sentence. You will obviously get the emblem. You can get the Chatterwhite Shader, Fatebringer hand cannon, Vision of Confluence scout rifle, Praetor's Revenge sniper rifle, Found Verdict shotgun, or Corrective Measure heavy machine gun. Okay, good selection of weapons. Lots of callbacks to D1. Next up, we got a weapon, an exotic weapon of my own exotic design, and it's called the Temporal Conflux, which is a heavy arc rocket launcher that fires a Vex Conflux with a very slow velocity. And when the rocket makes impact, the user of the rocket launcher will be teleported to that point of impact. But the Conflux rocket can also be shot out of the air and will explode there as well. And wherever it explodes, you get teleported there. So let's just say you kill one guy who shoots it out early, and the whole enemy team in the Crucible is just chilling there. Sorry to say, but you're very dead. So yeah, that's another thing. I am making an exotic weapon for every raid boss, a new one, and maybe even a couple, because my mind just goes a bit too off the road. All right, let's talk about Atheon. What drops from Atheon? You can get the XV0 Timebreaker Sparrow, Vex Mythoclast exotic primary fusion rifle, Aspect of Glass ship, the Conflux of Glass shader, which is a new shader I've created, where it'll have an animated conflux effect inside with some blue as well. Also, we'll have a Conflux Transmit effect, an emblem for Atheon, of course, and Kabir's Courage, which is an exotic arc heavy shield, where when blocking with this shield, where you can block with the shield, okay, and you can do a melee charge with it, similar to the Aegis. And melee charge kills will give your teammates increased damage. Alright, that's cool. Next up, Crota, my man. Ear-Ute's not part of this because Ear-Ute's not technically a boss. Crota. What will drop from Crota? Glowhu Shader, Fang of Ear-Ute Scout Rifle, Black Hammer of the legendary variety, but it would be called, the perk would not be White Nail, it would be called Rusted Nail, and it would be a even more nerfed version of White Nail. So it would include, obviously being in a special slot, but it would be a legendary drop, and it would be that, let's just say, it pulls ammo from reserves, 3 in the mag, obviously, but it won't give you all 3 shots back. That's the problem here. Obviously, Whisper gives ammo from reserves and 3 and 3 and 3, but the Black Hammer will give ammo. You get 3 headshots, it'll give 2 shots back, like a triple double. So, yes, obviously it's even more neutered, but let's just say you can still fire 5 shots in one magazine. And this thing does good damage. And maybe give it triple tap as well, just like have like triple tap, triple double type of, I don't know. But this perk will be called Rusted Nail, and it will be nerfed compared to White Nail. Next up, Song of Ear-Ute Heavy Machine Gun, Hunger of Crota Rocket Launcher, Necrochasm Exotic Arc Auto Rifle, and an Oversoul Transmit effect, and a shader called Stone of the Oversoul, which has an animated rocky Oversoul effect in it with green. Next up, the Bane Dark God ship, S13 Grave Robber Sparrow, and an emblem. Also, the exotic weapon will be Siren's Scream, which is an exotic void machine gun that fires swirling projectiles that track the enemy. When the player dies, a volley of extra tracking void projectiles will come out. Yes, I am just describing a Shrieker, but as a machine gun. Next up, Skolas. First, he will drop the Hildian Seeker ship, the Chasing Infinity ship, the Queen's Web shader, an emblem, the 6 Dreg Pride hand cannon, Aegis of the Kel pulse rifle, Chain of Oryx Fell machine gun, Servant of Axor fusion rifle, Dreg's Promise exotic arc sidearm, and an exotic weapon I created called Marauder's Torture, which is an exotic energy arc sword. So it is energy. It goes in the elements, it goes in a flex slot, and it takes special ammo. And you can stab enemies with the light attack, and the heavy attack is an uppercut. It's like the Marauder's stabby stick. And the perk on it would be where stabbing enemies with the spear shocks and disorients the enemy for a little bit, and crouching will make you go invisible for a short time. This would not be very long. Next up, War Priest. You remember him? He will drop Defiance of Yasmin, an emblem, Bone Marrow Shader, and an exotic heavy grenade launcher called War Newman's Blast, where direct hits with this weapon will reload the magazine and increase the rate of fire significantly, and direct hit kills will return that one shot back to the magazine. So obviously this thing is PvE Jesus. Obviously in PvP it's going to be cool. Yes, it'll look like a boomer. So you'll be running around with the boomer, and it'll just be awesome. Next up, Golgoroth will drop Smite of Moraine, that is the pulse rifle, an emblem, and the Doom of Chelchis scout rifle, and an exotic scout rifle called Golgoroth's Gaze. What an innovative name, BV. It will drop. And what the perk does is, when the weapon is out, you get increased damage and speed, but when shot, your gaze is focused on that enemy, making your increased damage and speed go away until the enemy that has caught your gaze is killed by you. You need to kill them. So let's just say someone shoots you and you have the scout rifle out. What will happen is, if someone else on your team kills that guy, you will have that decreased damage for a heaping long time. Next up, Oryx. He will drop the Quillam's Terminus heavy machine gun, the XV-1 Usurper Sparrow, the Agonaut Carved ship, and a shader called the Ascendant Realm, which has a small blue flame effect. A small blue flame effect inside with a dark bone color. He will also drop the Touch of Malice, and he will also drop a exotic kinetic heavy sword called the Sword Logic, which will increase the damage of the sword up to a stack of 7 times. That does a total of 200% bonus damage total at 7 stacks, and that stack does not go away until you stow the weapon. And multi-kills will grant ammo back to the sword. So let's just say you get a nice solid triple kill, you get 1 or 2 ammo back. That's cool. And one problem here is this sword is so powerful that running out of ammo with the sword will deal a portion of damage to you. It'll be half your health. It's gonna be crazy. So let's just say you better be at full health. Anything below half and you're dead. Next up, and second to last, Vosik. Vosik will drop an emblem, Steel Medulla Pulse Rifle, Genesis Chain Auto Rifle, the Weldfire Shader, and he will also drop the Siva Specialist, a solar exotic sword, where the light attack is a poking lance-like attack with extended range, and the heavy attack is when the player makes a poking or lancing motion with the sword, and Siva effects will come out the tip of the sword, increasing the lance's range incredibly. And last up, Axis, Archon Prime. He will drop If Materia, Heavy Machine Gun, Ex Machina, Sniper, Outbreak Perfected, the weapon returning to D2 in the 0-hour mission. And how that will work is you need to have the perfected weapon already. Like, you need to have done 0-hour and own Outbreak Perfected for this gun to drop from Axis. I'm sorry to say, but it sucks. Next up, Corruption Tech, a new shader, a black and red shader and white shader. Don't forget white, black, red, and white, with Siva animated effects on it. And Nanophoenix ship, XV-2 Replicator Sparrow, and the Siva transmat effect, and a weapon called the Corruption Cannon, an exotic rocket launcher. This rocket launcher can switch elements similar to Hardlight or Borealis. It'll have the perk, the Fundamentals. And the trigger can be held down and can be released for early detonation, or when it ends up hitting a target, it can be held down for a charge shot that does more damage and has a larger blast radius. Obviously, I am describing a Scorch Cannon, or a Shock Cannon, or a Null Cannon, but it would be cool if we could have that with the Fundamentals as well, so we have all 3 cannons as one weapon. That would be awesome. And now, that concludes part 1 of this Raid Boss Rush video. Whenever I make this next video, or upload it, or whatever, to see the part 2. I will be uploading part 1 and part 2 on the same day. So be aware of that. I just wanted to split them up so it's not one 40-minute video. I just wanted to make them 10 to 15-minute videos because it's easier to process for the mind, and it's also not good to upload a 40-minute video. People just don't like seeing 40 minutes and thinking, oh my god, I have to watch that. 2 15-minute videos are better. So with that, my name is BV2OneBest. If you enjoyed the video, comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends, look at my social media, all that bejazzles. If you didn't like it, comment how I can improve for later, and obviously dislike the video. With you all, until part 2 and the next video, have a good day.